Okay guys, we're going to go to Traders Clinic today, see what questions is in there. So let me set my screen up, roll the intro, and we'll get into this. Warm welcome, one and all. What we're going to do is we're going to go into my Discord, and it's where the guys post little questions for me to come to camera and answer. Why? Well, I'm a bit lazy and I don't like typing things out, so we made a thing called Ask Scruff, and they'll drop in what they want, and here we are. So let's flick it over and have a quick look. So this is the Discord, and Coffee Lounge is just jokes and welcoming each other, etc. But then they do get into the trading here in the Bulls and Bears. Small success is a massive success in its own right, because it's actually teaching the guys how to trade properly. None of this Lambo shite, none of this you're going to be rich in a day. It's hard work, and here we're building up the account. But this leads down into Traders Clinic. Now the Traders Clinic is where they can just request videos, drop a poll in. Our poll at the minute is, funny enough, is actually getting a Christmas do, because we do get together, which I think is a wonderful thing. We're actually all off to Benidorm at the end of October, so we're having a little bit of trading in the sun and a bit together and a bit. Not many communities do that. This is a wonderful place to be. But let's get into Ask Scruff. So it's for Casper. Little salute to you, kid. And the question is, I'm looking to trade full-time, long-term. Not profitable as yet, so the goal is in the future. How do I go about it? How do I set up the goal for something like this? And what do I need to look out for? Right. It's kind of it's a tough question, in the sense that what a full-time living to one person isn't a full-time living to others. Some people just want to supplement a retirement and call that full-time living, where they might only want 25, 30 quid a day, which is not unreasonable. Others actually want to supplement a salary. So your first thing is decide what that living is going to be. Now, for me, said many times how I work my salary out. You know, I work to a basic salary, and really it's what I used to do in industry. When I used to work in the blue chip sector many, many moons ago, the way my salary was made up was I would have a basic, and then I would have performance bonuses based on it. So I might have had an OTE target of sort of 80,000, but my base salary was 30,000. And the difference between them is my standard salary, I'll get paid regardless. So you just set it at whatever you want. You might want 20,000 a year. So that's your basic salary. Your OTE, which is on target earnings, might be 50,000. So then you've got to have your performance bonuses. So you could do it that way. And the way I would do it is I would look for the bare minimum. Then your goals become realistic. Anything over and above that is a bonus. But it's all well and good saying that. How do you get there? Well, the first thing is you need to know how big your balance is. Now, I'll just pull the spreadsheet up quickly. It's my wage maker. It might kind of illustrate it a little bit easier for you. Right, so if I just come onto this wage maker, first thing is you've got to understand where you need to be and how much you want. So what did I say? I said 20,000, didn't I? Well, let's break a few figures down and then we'll put it into context. So there's a salary of 20,000 per year. This works on 48 weeks because you are going to be self-employed. You're going to want time off and you're going to be wrong. So you give yourself a little bit of grace. I work on 48 weeks because my hit rate is pretty darn good. And that's what my journals have taught me. If I'm wrong, I need about a month to recover. And I work when I'm on holiday anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that sets my stall out. it helps me. Okay, so I know what my parameters are. So if I want 20,000 a year, that daily wage is 83.33 or 416 a week. It's not undoable if you've got the right account size. It really isn't. Now, one of the things that you need to do is overcome the urge to overtrade. Overtrading is a nightmare. And when I watch these YouTube videos where they're there and they scalp and they're going, yeah, you get in here and you get my position out, and they're doing 20, 30 sort of trades, they're fucking morons. You can't sustain it. If you want to do this as a living, you actually need to trade less, not more. And for anybody who thinks, no, I'm going to be a scalper, this job is not for you. And you will never make it as a living. Never. You'll do well for a few months and then you'll hit drawdown, and that drawdown will wipe out your emotionals because it'll screw your mindset up. Not only will it screw your mindset up, screw your account up as well. So you've got to be quite defensive and realistic. So let's say you're going to trade 2 times a day and you have an average win of 10 to 15 pips. So we're working on a worst case scenario. To find 10 pips per day twice is not difficult. It really isn't. But it's also product specific, and we'll come into that in a minute. All right. So 10 pips, 20,000 a year, 83. What sort of position size do I need? Well, come down here. If I'm looking to trade this twice, that's here, I need to be running at £4.20, right? I have a mantra of £1 for every 1,000 liquid money. So the bare minimum account that I would need as a baseline to generate what I need on 2 trades is 5,000 quid, right? 5,000, right? So I need to have at least 5,000 in order to generate some money. And that's tough. That is really hard because you're pushing the boat of that account out. But it can be done. So my goal is to get an account of 5,000. Right. Now you said you're not profitable. That's your first benchmark. Getting to 5,000. Now let's just say you're trading under £1,000 at the moment. So that means at best you're trading £1 a point. How long will it take me to get to the 5,000 based on under 1,000 at £1 a point? Well, if we run it across, it means it's £10 a day, 50 quid a week, 2.5 grand. It's going to take you 500 days to get there, right? And that's assuming you're consistent, right? So I'll just put this away, but that kind of gives you a little bit of context as to the sort of things that you need. Now, for argument's sake, if you're wanting 30 grand a year and you're running at 10 pips, there you go there. £6.10, 2 trades, job's done, 30 grand a year salary. Pretty simple. Right. The next part of this is you need to earn the right to trade. You might think you're a good trader, but unless you've been consistent, bang, 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 you're not. You're learning. It's not a bad thing. It's your apprenticeship. But the first thing you need to do is understand and control your discipline. If you can't control that, you're finished. So you take a 30-day challenge. 1 account only. 1, because I have had the guys going, well, I'll do it on 1 account and then I'll trade another account as well. Well, no, you're defeating the object. You're gambling and you're wasting your time. 1 account, 1 trade, 1 asset, lowest position size. So you'd be trading pennies on the pound, okay? So I'll say that again. one account, one trade, one asset, 30 days. Why do you do that? Because it means you have to look for a decent setup, good setup. You then take that trade and then you do it again the next day. At the end of 30 days, if you have more money than you started with, in other words, you were positive, you pass. If you took 33 trades and were net positive, you fail because you've overtraded. You've broken the rules. And if you're negative, you fail, need to readjust the strategy and then do it again. The one that's the killer is where you took an extra trade and you were positive, because what it's done is teach you a bad habit. And if you do that and you keep doing that, you're destined to fail, because you'll always think you're right and you'll take the extra trade and the extra trade and the extra trade, except that extra trade will be the one that wipes you out. So once you've done your 30 days and you're starting to see consistency in your growth, you need to understand the products that can help you. Well, if you want to be in and out relatively quick, you need a fast market. So 10 pips on the DAX is wonderful because you'll get it in a heartbeat. The downside is it can also lose you 10 pips in a heartbeat. So you've got to be patient and you've got to be careful. Going back to your 30-day challenge, you need that. You need to understand what the disciplines are. You can look at a slightly sort of less volatile market, pound JPY, very good product, can easily do your 10 pips, and it has decent retracements that you can get out of trouble. Same as the DAX, but it's kind of less volatile. So that's a good instrument to use. If you want to be middle of the road, something like pound USD, very good. It'll do your 10 pips and it'll be relatively calm compared to the other two. So your product is quite important as well. You need to understand how you can cope with it. Some people can't cope with a fast market. They're just like nice plodding markets. But you also need to have an ATR that's built into it, average true range, that's capable of giving you the target within the time frame you're after. Because you don't want to be in the market for 6-7 hours for 10 pips. You only want to be in it for an hour, 2 at best. So you want products that can do it. USJPY, good afternoon market. Pound USD, good morning market. FTSE's a good day market, run through the London session. All of them will give you 10 pips a day. And once you've done that, you need to learn to walk away. In, out. So your first sort of path or first step on this path is get your discipline in place and understand your strategy works via a 30-day. Once you've done that, you can probably fine-tune your products a little bit better, because obviously you're only trading one product at that process. And then you have a basket of 3 that you can call on. And I would suggest a commodity, a currency, and an index. That way, 3 different markets, loosely correlated, you'll find your 10 pips. Then you need to build up to have a pot of money that is able to give you a wage. Because what you've got to remember is, if you have 5,000, 10,000 would be better. You can do your £100 a day relatively safely. But you're constantly taking the money out as a wage, which means your pot never grows. So you need to get yourself into a situation where you're taking so much money out and you're leaving so much in the pot for the pot to grow. Because next year, with cost of living and inflations, etc., you might want £100 a day this year, but next year you might need 110. So the pot needs to be bigger so you can increase your position size to increase your salary without changing your trading criteria. So they're the steps I would take. I would also look at working on yourself as in a health point of view. Because one of the things about being a trader, and I am really guilty of this, you need to get out the house, get some fresh air. So you need to do your time management as well. I will trade from 7 till 11, then I'm done. I'm having a break, I'm getting out, I'm getting some fresh air. One thing or another, I'm getting out speaking to people, because that's the thing, because you become very isolated. I'm fortunate, I'm very comfortable in my own skin, but my problem is I probably work too hard. I don't trade as much, but I do a lot for the guys, and I sit at the screen way too long, which put your weight on, all this sort of thing. But I'm fortunate that Joanne works with me, so I do have interaction all day. And let's be honest, she doesn't shut up. She just whittles on all the time. I get rounded by having lots of holidays. I aim to have a holiday virtually every month. Now, why is that? I work 7 days a week. So every few weeks, why not? It's just like saving up my weekends and having time off. Because I treat this as a job. It's nothing more. It's a means to an end. And that's what I want to leave this on. If you're looking to do this as a career, you need to remember trading is a job, plain and simple. It's not a slot machine where you keep feeding it. You get in, let it give you what you want, and walk away. Exactly the same as you would in industry. You clock on at 9, you finish at 5, you go home, you enjoy your life. The beauty with trading is you can clock on at 9 and clock off at 10 and have the same salary. Something for you to think about. So there you go. I hope that kind of helps a little bit. I know I look at the markets and things slightly different, but that's because I come from a business background, not a YouTube background. So happy days. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love and the money will follow. See you on the next one.